Hello, are you here to debate?
Yes, I am.
All right. What's your name, age, or pronouns?
Austin, 36, and I you should be able to figure out what pronouns to use for that.
I have no idea. You kind of sound like a she, her.
Okay, sounds good. Well, you go with whatever your intelligence leads you to do.
Okay, so she, her.
I
No
think.
problem. Queen.
All right.
You're a little hard to hear. Can you talk? Are you like on a headset
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah. Sorry. Let me switch over. Is this better?
Yep.
All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm new to your channel. I think it's cool when people talk about stuff and everything. So I just wanted to call in and maybe discuss one of the things on your list. Um,
Okay.
I
What do you
think maybe
disagree? What do you disagree with?
I disagree with all of them, but I think I'd be most comfortable talking about maybe like one, two, three. Let's talk about three. MAGA is a cult.
Sure.
Can you just give me, since I haven't watched a ton, I watched you a little yesterday. Can you give me a rundown on like what you consider a cult?
Yeah, I believe a cult would be specifically this would be like a cult of personality. I believe a cult would be a group that like religiously follows a specific figure or ideal uncritically. So they don't ever critically think about what this figure or ideal is. They typically refuse to engage in criticism of said person or ideal. And even when presented with new information, their minds stay locked into these ideals. And I believe MAGA to meet all of those.
Okay. The reasoning's fair enough. It's funny because I would say the exact same thing about the left.
Who's our
As
who's
far
our
as
who's our
being a
enemy?
cult,
Yeah, who's the person that the left is following?
that's the problem. Right now, you guys don't typically have like a main person that everyone looks at and follows or anything. But that doesn't mean that the whole broad there's someone up there calling the shots. I believe, or a group of people. But on the left, it's like there's a reason people say the left eats itself. It's like once you do one thing that's not in lockstep with the left, you're just totally canceled, ostracized,
Who?
demonized.
Yeah,
Um,
here's the thing I'm going to say. I don't think the left has an issue with cancel culture. I think the difference is the left is more willing to call out problematic behavior where the right just doesn't really give a shit. Right? So we typically
well,
see the left calling out these behaviors and we see the right just letting them exist within their people.
I would totally disagree. The
Okay, can you give
left
me
cancels
examples?
each other. The left cancels each other all the time, whether
Sure. Do you think that
it's
people
a
that are
wrong.
canceled deserve to be canceled? Also,
Okay.
I don't believe canceling is possible on the internet. Nobody's ever truly canceled. But can you give me an example
Okay.
of somebody that's been like ostracized from the
I
left
will.
without having due cause?
Right off the top of my head, I can't come up with a certain name, but if you could just let me get a full thought out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. To me, it's like the left. Whether it's you can't be a part of the left and disagree with like not want to fund Ukraine. All that you'd have everybody just talking crap about you, calling you a Russian Putin supporter, whatever. You're not able to disagree with that. We're on the right, or you could say MAGA or whatever you want to say. We have those conversations all the time, and people don't agree with each other, and we're able to have those discussions without calling each other Nazis and all. I'm sorry if you're not supposed to say that.
Well, yeah, my response to this would just be like when it comes to someone saying, "Well, we shouldn't fund Ukraine," I would just ask them why, and if their reason is because like Russia good, then we would have an issue. Or if their reason is because they just don't give a fuck, then we would have an issue, right? I think it's a different thing if it's, you know. So I don't really
Yeah,
think you're basing that in like reality.
no, that's definite reality where the right is able to have conversations and disagreements, whether it's about foreign policy, whether it's about where our tax money goes, education system, all that. We have these conversations within our circle all the time. We are about discussing things and figuring things out and looking deeper for information. Where the left, it's highly emotional. And a lot of times you guys don't even know.
Can you tell me what specific, like, can you give me an example of an argument that the right specifically has their information and facts on and the left is just going based on emotion?
Specific. I'm so sorry. I never debate or anything, so it's hard for me to. This is my first time. It would be
because before you go in, I'm just gonna let you know, I've been debating people on the right for 5+ years, and I have yet to see.
That's fair enough. I'm not gonna say that. I mean, when I watch it, I mean, I'm sorry, but it's just ridiculous to sit here and think that a man that cuts off his genitals is all of a sudden a real woman, and then you're going to sit here and act like the left has the facts.
Hold on. I don't think a man who cuts off his genitals is a woman. This would be you arguing from emotion, because that's not even how, like, trans issues go.
One of your first points, trans men / women are men and women.
Yes, that's not a
what
point.
You're saying.
Yeah, that point isn't made because I believe that cutting off your penis makes you a woman. That point is made because I've very cohesively studied sociology, psychology, neuroscience, and biology. And when we look at these topics and the evolution of gender and sex studies, it's very clear that, like, gender identity exists and that gender identity can be different from the sex you're born at birth. That's why I believe that. Not feelings-based, but research-based.
But what happens when someone on the left says, no, man, that's ridiculous. It's a mental disorder, which it is.
It's not.
And well, it is. It's definitely and it's still categorized as a mental disorder.
It isn't. Do you want me to?
It's
not. No. So let me just explain to you. So hold on. What we're doing right now is we're exemplifying the issue. You're making a claim based on how you feel, and I'm about to show you the claim based on the actual research. So being trans, which would be having a gender incongruency, right? According to the American Psychological Association, which is the people who write the book on mental illnesses, have said multiple times that having a gender incongruency is not linked to any known mental illness whatsoever. Now, having gender dysphoria, which is a diagnosable condition, gender dysphoria, which is the extreme stress from your gender identity not aligning with your phenotypic sex that your body presents itself. This is a disorder, but this can be had by both trans and cisgender people.
Okay. I mean, I don't think that still biologically or anything would say, okay, this person isn't stressed out about being a man who wants to be a woman, but he's okay with it. So that makes them a woman. That's what you're saying. You're saying, one, they're upset mentally, they can't come to terms with it.
This has nothing to do with what that has nothing to, hold on. That has nothing to do with the conversation that we just had. What causes gender dysphoria is an immense amount of stress caused by
that's what I'm saying.
Hold on. It's caused by the phenotypic representation of your sex. So that would be your physical features not aligning with your gender identity. Cisgender people, so people like me who are a man but also male, can experience this because what happens is, for instance, if I have a man with gynecomastia who has really large breasts, right, they will feel less manly and get breast reductions. This is them receiving gender-affirming care. They're receiving care to alleviate a form of distress they have by their physical representation of their body not aligning with their gender identity.
Okay, so if I don't know the terms for it, but if you're the person that doesn't believe that their left arm is actually their left arm, it's like a ghost arm. I don't know the term, but it exists. You think that you should be able to just cut your arm off.
So body identity integrity disorder, which is, I won't say is an equivalent comparison to gender dysphoria. One of the treatments for bodily integrity identity disorder, when it is severe enough, is to amputate the the limb. Yes, because if not amputated, that person will cause self-harm and or kill themselves. So typically,
you're telling me there's a
we
doctor
don't.
out there that will
Yes.
amputate your leg because you don't
Yes.
think it's your leg.
If the condition is severe enough to lead to self-harm, mutilation, or death, yes, they will.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I highly don't believe it, but
Well,
I
you
guess
didn't even know what the disorder was called.
Well, yeah, like I said, I don't debate. I'm really not good with my vocabulary when I'm on the spot, and I'll be 100% obvious or honest with that. It's not about like having logic and reasoning.
Well, it should be,
where
right?
it is about logic and reasoning, not just like being able to come up with all these terms. So I'm not sitting here debating all day. I just think it's to me, it's wild that people on the left and yourself can sit here and call people on the right a cult when we're open to discussions and having discussions about things. And on the left, you guys literally just ostracize people, shame people, and you can say that the left doesn't cancel, but you guys do cancel. The cancel culture is pretty much dying out because the right.
Wait. The right decided to cancel Nike. Or I'm sorry, the right decided to cancel Bud Light because they gave a beer can, one singular beer can, with one face of one transgender woman on it to said transgender woman.
Yep.
The right then decided, well, we're canceling Bud Light. They decided to burn their Nike shoes when Nike was supporting BLM. Let's not have this conversation about left versus right and cancel culture because the right does it all the time. They do it constantly.
Honestly, the boycott on Bud Light, that was one of the first successful boycotts by the right.
Except it wasn't. Bud Light isn't suffering. Bud Light still exists and they're still profiting.
That's not cancel culture.
Cancel
culture is when you demonize someone and try and convince everyone else that they're a bad person. All of a sudden,
you guys did with Nike.
People won't accept.
I'm sorry, with Bud Light.
PayPal,
that's what you guys did with Bud Light.
Visa, the banks stop working with them so they can't get paid. That just boycotting a company and saying,
let me ask you a question. If someone goes on live TV and says, I hate, or let me actually rephrase it differently. If someone goes into like a playground and takes a small child, let's say there's a small black child in that playground, and they look at that small black child who, let's even add a qualifier. Let's say this is a small disabled black child, and they call that black child the N-word over and over and over again. What should happen to that person?
We're talking about the situation that just happened. There's no proof the kid was autistic anyways. It was just something the guy on the camera said. Do I believe that the girl should have said that? No, I don't think she should have said it. But that is a long time coming. The dude with the camera
That's a long time coming.
Is literally trying
That's a long
to
time
cancel
coming.
her.
Did she get canceled or did she get $1 million?
The dude was trying to cancel her.
Did she get canceled or did she get $1 million?
I'm telling you right now. The dude was trying to cancel her.
But did she? You said cancel culture exists, that it's something that happens. She didn't get canceled. She got almost $1 million for telling, even if you think that child is not autistic, this woman got $1 million after calling a 5-year-old black kid the N-word.
Yes, she sure did. And can I continue so you can get my whole frame of thought? Like I said, she should not have said that to him. It's a grown adult. Fix your emotions. Yeah, he was digging through your purse, whatever. Doesn't matter. Shouldn't have called him that. But the reason that she made so much money is because people are so sick of all this white guilt and hatred towards the white people and always having to bow down to everything going on. The Black Lives Matter, you guys burned down the streets for years.
I'm sorry. Do you think black people shouldn't be mad at white people who use the N-word?
I think you need to get over it. I think if you're that sensitive, that you're gonna frickin' honestly get over it.
We need to get over the N-word.
Yeah, I think you need to get over the N-word. It's not right. It's not nice to call anybody names. But to sit there and use that as just an excuse for everything all the time, Do you realize how many?
Whoa. We're not using that as an excuse for everything. We're using that
Oh,
about a woman
100%.
who called a black child the N-word. Did she do it? Yes
Black
or no?
people called black. Yeah, she sure did.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not the point. The point is, people are tired of being demonized for being white.
For saying the
Like,
N-word? Was she demonized for being white, or was she demonized for using the N-word on a 5-year-old?
Someone sticking their phone in her face, threatening to cancel her on the internet. People are sick of that shit. And also,
she called the 5-year-old an N-word.
Everyone's got, it's all over. People have, what are they calling it? Freaking black fatigue. Black fatigue.
Black fatigue
People
doesn't
are
exist.
sick of what's that?
Black fatigue doesn't exist. It's just white people being racist.
See, that's another thing. It's so easy for you to say. What do you mean black fatigue doesn't exist?
Yeah,
That's
it doesn't
what we're
exist.
saying
It's just
right
white
now.
people being racist.
I'll tell you what it is. It's
white people being
sick
racist.
of black people. So you can't even listen because you just
because
need to
you're
say crap.
claiming
Like,
that black fatigue is us being mad at a woman calling a 5-year-old the N-word.
No, that's not what black fatigue is. Black fatigue is people, not just white people. Black people are tired of it too, of black people using their color of their skin to claim racism no matter what the situation.
This
we're
wasn't
tired
racism.
of...
This was a situation of racism, though, right? Would you say a white person that calls a black person the N-word is a racist act?
I don't think it's nice, but I don't think it truly 100%.
You don't think a white person calling a black person the N-word with the hard R is a racist thing?
Do you think that you're able to sometimes say things that aren't nice, but not be like a horrible... Just because she used the word does not mean that...
I think if you say racist things, you're a racist.
It doesn't mean that she's a racist or anyone's a racist. Sometimes emotions get heated, and it doesn't mean that you think that blacks are inferior to whites or anything like that. Sometimes you just get pissed off, overwhelmed, and she said it, and it's not good that she said it.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know something really crazy. I've never gotten so pissed and overwhelmed that I dropped the N-word with a hard R on somebody. It's never happened.
Well, I'm sure you say it. I'm sure you said it, or your friends say it when you're in a good mood. Like, the word's used all the time. It's in music. Like,
so that means it's okay that she did it.
What's that?
So it's okay that she did it.
I already started this whole thing by saying it wasn't okay. Did I not?
But you're justifying the use of it. You're quite literally justifying the use of it.
I'm not justifying the use of it. I'm telling you that
when you say black people should get over it, that is justifying it. Yes, that's like quite literally the textbook definition of justification.
I'm saying that you need to stop using everything as an excuse and play victim all the time.
There was a victim in this case, and it was the little black boy who got called the N-word by a grown adult. There is a victim. We're not playing victim. Okay. There's quite literally a victim in this.
Okay, yep, there's a victim. And then she's a victim of someone going through her purse, right?
Well, allegedly. There's no evidence that he did go through her purse, but there is evidence that she called him the N-word. Nope, there's video evidence of that.
It wasn't on video of her calling him that.
She literally admits to it on the video that she did that.
Yeah, but...
So that is evidence. I don't know if you know this, but a public admission of doing something is evidence.
She never said, I did
yes,
say
she did.
that.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Should we pull the video up? I'll pull the video up.
You can... Okay, and she says, well, if he's going to act like that, then, well, I'll take it. I know she did it. I'm just arguing about the whole word allegedly because whatever. But, yeah, I think she did say it. I don't think it was right, as I said before, but you brought this situation up trying to ask me if I thought that it was right that she was canceled or whatever. And
she wasn't canceled, though.
Like,
well, because she wasn't canceled.
Why it happened.
No, the reason I brought this up, is because your claim is that the left is so focused on cancel culture, and my claim is cancel culture doesn't exist. The proof is in the pudding. This is a woman who called a 5-year-old child the N-word with the hard R, and got $700,000 because of it.
Yeah, and the reason she got that has nothing to do with cancel culture. Just because the canceling didn't work in your favor doesn't mean that cancel culture doesn't exist.
Yes, it does. In order for cancel culture to exist,
because there's
people
one
must be
situation,
canceled.
Cancel culture didn't work. That means cancel culture
If
doesn't
you
exist at
aren't
all.
getting wait, if I go to bake a cake, but my oven never turns on, did I bake a cake? No, because my oven never turned on. So if the person never gets canceled, then cancel culture doesn't exist.
Okay, if a person doesn't get canceled in one situation, that means cancel culture.
Okay, give me another situation where
exist.
people have gotten canceled.
Are you joking me?
Yeah, give me a situation. Give me a canceled situation. Who has been canceled?
All right, let's think back. Okay, Benjamin Owen canceled. Let me keep going. I got to think back. Cancel culture's ended a couple years ago as far as how well it was working.
Who the fuck is Benjamin Owen?
Exactly, you don't know. He was an actor out in L.A., got canceled, standing up against pedophiles who usually are transsexuals, and he got canceled. Started on Twitter. People on Twitter back through like 2015, 16 era getting canceled all the time.
Do you mean Owen Benjamin?
Sorry, Owen Benjamin.
The literal white supremacist Owen Benjamin?
See what I'm saying?
Get the fuck out of here, bro. He's literally, Owen Benjamin has endorsed Nazis, you fucking freak. Whoa, bro. Owen Benjamin, the Holocaust denier? Holy shit. Holy shit.